All right. Happy Sunday evening to you all, you crazy NASCAR diecast custom fans. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. It's kind of a late Sunday night for me. It's been a busy, crazy week. Like I said, I was out of town, and it's an interesting time of year. I was telling you we had like a family reunion. I had this little work trip involved, and I'll just be honest, celebrating my birthday and my wife's birthday over the last couple weeks. We were born around the same time here in August, and so it's just been really busy trying to get back into the hobby, and so kind of cut off some time here tonight to work on doing some JB Weld. I've got a couple Matt Kenseth cars here. I'll just kind of show you what I'm working on and do a little bit of that. I put some of that glue, the Testors Clear glue, but I like to put a little bit of cement of this JB Weld epoxy, I guess, not really cement, on top of that. And I also like to put a little bit here right there. I've told you how these Chevys are not too friendly getting them back together again. These Camaro ZL1s, and I'm hoping that this will hold and will add to the glue that's there, and kind of keep that in place. I'm going to put a little bit more, actually. Got to be super careful when you're using this epoxy around here, because if you get it on the plastic glass, you're pretty much shot. You ruin the glass. You wipe it off and it doesn't matter. You've done scuffed it. So it's kind of a done deal. You got to be super careful when you're working with this stuff. But yeah, so this will be a Matt Kenseth All-Star Bristol car. I'm making one for myself, and I'm making one that I will make available to you guys here. And yeah, so let's get this here. And I decided I'm just going to drill this out when I get this together. I was thinking about doing it beforehand, but kind of already got started with the JB Weld, and so figured I'd get that in there. Kind of push that tight. Push this front tight. It's kind of wobbling a little bit on me. I might have to clamp that. Sometimes it goes, if I drill it out nice, sometimes it'll go back together really nice and I don't have to clamp it. But sometimes I have to clamp it, so I might have to clamp this one. Guys, I'm also pretty excited. I'll share with you. So, on the spiritual side of things, I've been spending a lot of time. I was telling you guys I was reading through the book of Proverbs, and I did that in the month of July, and read through all the Proverbs, all 31 Proverbs, and that was really a blessing. If you guys don't have like a reading plan for your scripture reading, the Proverbs plan is a terrific plan. Actually, I think I can let that sit right just like that. But the Proverbs, one proverb per day is a great plan. Obviously, you can't do that every month. It gets a little old after that. But anyways, highly recommend that. But I am excited because in this month of August, ooh, look at this. I have been reading through 1st and 2nd Timothy. And I'm just noticing, look at this. This has popped up a little bit here. And it's right at the top. I guess it's okay. I wish it was kind of down like that, but I can't get it to stay down. This is in good place, but I'm just going to have to put some epoxy on there, and I don't know, it's going to be what it is. It looks low. See that? I don't know. Basically what happens is on these posts there's a little lip on the top, and you have to get that lip out of there in order to remove it. But instead of it seating nice against the actual roof, the plastic actually leans against the tip of that post, and now that you've cut that tip off, there's nothing holding it down, and so it wants to lift up, and you have nothing to hold it down in place, right? So it's really a bummer. I mean, obviously I could sit here and hold it or put something there to hold it, but it does not want to stay, and so I'm going to get some epoxy and just slap it around here and hope it holds. But I don't know. I strive for perfection, but it just eludes you sometimes on certain cars. Other cars, it's possible, but on these that, I don't know, just going to be a little bit off. Ooh, I almost got the nose of that thing in the epoxy. That would have been bad. Anyways, I've been reading through 1st and 2nd Timothy here this month, chapter a day, and oh guys, has it been really good. I'm going to have to do a video on just something that God's been showing me in the book of 1st and 2nd Timothy. These are, some of Paul's last letters that he ever wrote before he was beheaded in I think it was 65 AD or 66 AD. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, it's just been really a blessing. I spent a lot of time going through Psalms, and I spent a lot of time in Proverbs here the last few months, and to kind of jump into the New Testament kind of with a fresh mind, and just just kind of observing what's there. It's really awesome. I mean, it's just really awesome. I mean, I've said this many times before. I've been reading the Bible for pretty much every day for 30 years, and to read something, I mean, there's 66 books in the Bible. There's always something to grab your attention, and maybe something that you've read before, but then you observe and you read, and something else jumps out to you that you hadn't seen before. It's just exciting, a truth. And so anyways, I was thinking about it this afternoon after church today, and just kind of reading and meditating on what I had read this morning, and it was just, I don't know, it was just really good. God's teaching me some things, and obviously some areas of my life that I need to change. I need to conform more to the image of Christ. And so anyways, one of these days here in the next week or so, I want to do a video, a Bible video on that, and just to share with you guys, and of course anybody else that's interested, what God's been teaching me. And it's exciting. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I think some of you guys are probably, Bible readers or people that go to church or worship, but God's message that was written some 2,000 years ago, the Scripture says, the Bible is alive. It is a book that it's living, and He is making that clear to me so often that just incredible. And anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now as I'm working this car, and just excited for what I'm learning and for what God is really challenging me with in my personal life. So, and that's kind of, I'll be honest with you guys. This channel, I do NASCAR diecast. Most of my videos are NASCAR diecast related. It's an awesome, fun hobby. But I also like to just share what God's teaching me, and that's exciting too. So hope it's encouraging and helpful to you guys. I know it might offend some. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, so that's cool. I'll be doing that. Look for that sometime soon. So those were two of the Kenseth cars. Let's pull this Kyle Busch 2009 COT pedigree. This one went together actually really nice. The windows, everything went in there nicely. And so I watched the race today. I kind of got messed up on the race because I thought the race, they've been starting a lot of the races later, like 2:30, 3:30, at least in the Eastern time zone. And we went out for lunch after church. I completely screwed up. Normally I would set the DVR to record if I wasn't going to be home, and by the time I got home, stinking race was 15 laps to the end. And I mean, if you watch the race today, I mean, it was crazy at the end. I mean, the track curb there that they had in that turn gave way and damaged a bunch of cars. William Byron, my guy this year that I'm cheering for, he got screwed. He was a top 4 car and just got, dealt a bad hand because the race track came up and ripped out his car, and Logano got wrecked. And I mean, just a bizarre finish. It's kind of disappointing, that NASCAR has a race on a track that, I'll be honest, they're not ready to race. It's they can talk about a lot of things, but whatever they had ready to go was not good. And it held up most of the race apparently, but towards the end it kind of came apart and ripped up a bunch of cars. So that was disappointing. But happy for AJ Allmendinger winning a race after Chase Briscoe wrecked Denny Hamlin. I don't care what they said after the race. I don't care what he said after the race. He don't flat out wrecked him. I mean, he's a professional race car driver. I know he can say he's going for the win, but if I was Hamlin, man, I'd have been so angry. I mean, I'm sure he was angry, but I mean, he walked down there and just basically talked to him. I thought he was going to fight him, but whatever. Briscoe definitely deserved. And then he says he went through the grass and he didn't know he was penalized. How can you not know you're penalized? You're driving through the grass. You're not even on the track. That's crazy. So, whatever. Whatever, it is what it is. If I'm Denny Hamlin, though, I'm upset because he was winning a race and probably should have won that race and ends up, 23rd or whatever. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Hamlin's getting a little, I don't want to say he's getting soft, but he was very forgiving and understanding of Briscoe, even though I'm not sure Briscoe was given the whole truth there. But that's my 2 cents on that race. But it's pretty obvious Kyle Larson is going to be super hard to beat. He's such a terrific driver. He's having just an outstanding season. He was probably the best car during the day, and just, got shuffled back there, one of those restarts, and then, what did he finish, 3rd or something? So, I don't know. I don't know of anybody who's going to really beat him. There's nobody else that's really even close to his caliber week in and week out, So, all right, I might have to get some more JB Weld here. So yeah, I hope you guys are well. I'm getting back into things here. I've got a number of customs that are being worked. I've got to get some finishing touches on some here. Let's see if I can do this. I hate it when I don't make enough JB Weld, but I just might not have enough here to finish this car. We'll see. Scraping the bottom of this plate here. Let's get a little bit there. That'll be close. Okay. Right. So yeah, AJ Allmendinger. Wow, what a, I don't say what a gift, but you know, I don't say he was gifted. I mean, obviously he put himself in position to win the race there, being in the top few cars, and he kept his car clean and did what he had to do. And I think he definitely, you know, was the big winner of Chase Briscoe's, you know, mess. But congratulations to Colleague. You know, team that doesn't race all that much and puts in an entry and gets a big win. That's great for them. AJ getting his second ever career cup win. That's awesome. So I like it because I imagine that somebody's gonna want that custom, you know, number 16 Hyper Ice or whatever was on that car. Was that what it was? Hyper Ice, the kind of the black and white scheme. You know, well, Lionel's not going to make that in 164, are they? I mean, maybe as a NASCAR Authentics. I don't know. You know, I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to make that or not. Usually they don't do that. Those little one-offs, but who knows? You know, what is it? It's August 15th. You know, that's probably something they would do like in a, I don't know, January, February of 22. You know, if they ever do it, that might be something they would do in one of those late releases or something. But yeah. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so I didn't need to clamp anything after all. So, let me show you a couple things that I'm almost done with. So I finished decaling this little sticker car that I have, this little fantasy Mountain Dew Chase Elliott VooDew VooDew car. I just have one coat of sealer on it right now, but I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the stickers. I'm just not. I mean, just, you know, just a couple things, right? This little part right here, you can see kind of sticking out. See that? And then you can just see the seams of where they are. And I got this little area here that keeps popping out where the Mountain Dew, the T end, right around the T, it kind of pulls away. Even though I keep my finger pressed on it for a while, it eventually pulls away. You can see on the trunk, it doesn't really conform too well to the little dots that are there. It's kind of just raised around, so it doesn't really like fit tight against it. There's a little bit of a gap right here, right there. It just doesn't want to conform, and it sticks up just a little bit in certain places. You can see over the hood pins, it's not really, it doesn't really fit tight over the hood pins like it would if it's a water slide decal. You can see a little space right here. See that? Where my thumb is, right there. It just kind of pulls away a little bit. I don't know. It's just to me it's not as nice of a finish. I mean, it looks pretty good, It looks pretty good from a distance. But I'd much rather like the water slide. But this one's not too bad. It's not too bad. That's that. Got to put some more sealer on that, keep that in place. Mr. Fossil Fuel, what do you think of this? So, as you recall, sold this to Mr. Stefan, got damaged, returned to me after 3 or 4 months. And then I came back and I took it apart, refinished it. It had a bunch of little marks all over the place, on the roof especially. And I decided to do my best with it, and got a message from Mr. Fossil Fuel. He said, hey, why don't you try the green and the silver? And so that's what I did with the confetti. And I tried to strategically place it over the little marks that were in the paint or in the decal, and that was a little tedious. But I think I covered most of them, maybe not all of them. But that's that. That's pretty much what I've got. And that's pretty much all that I have to do on it. I think it turned out pretty good. I gave it my best shot, and I hope you're happy with it. But that's what she looks like. I'm happy with it. I also cleaned the case as best as I could. There's still a couple little marks, but I cleaned the case, and I used a little bit of paint thinner and cleaned the marks off of it as best as I could, and you really can't see it too much at all. I mean, you really would have a hard time, I think, pointing it out. It's not perfect, but yeah. All right. So here's the Kurt Busch Monster, and I just want to point something out to you. So I finished decaling them and got 3 or 4 coats of sealer on them, and then I put 1 coat of the dull coat, the tester's dull coat on it, and that's this stuff. So inevitably, I like to put 2 coats on it, and you can probably see why. So first of all, whenever you're putting sealer or a coat on it, you always miss a spot, right? You can see pretty clearly right here. I missed this, right? So that's still some gloss, so I got to put another coat on it. And I missed a little bit here on the deck lid here, and just a little bit across this roof. You can see it's not perfect there. But the one thing about this dull coat finish, you can see a little bit right there, just a little bit there. The dull coat finish, you have to kind of put on quickly, and unfortunately I got a little bit on the window. You see that? See the window there? As I was going across here, I got my brush kind of went up a little bit as I was trying to work quickly. So I'll have to try to, you know, put some clear sealer over that. But I've noticed for the best results, you have to work the dull coat quickly. You can't, you know, you can't do it like the clear gloss sealer. You know, where you kind of just, you can go over the spot multiple times and then let it dry. The dull coat, you kind of have to go over it and not touch that area again, and just keep going with it, and just keep going with it, right? Because if you go back over it where it's like partially dry, I mean, we're talking like seconds, you'll see your brush strokes in it and it looks crappy. So anyways, yeah, you can see I got some area here where I didn't get it very well. So just a lesson learned. If you ever messing with that dull coat, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about when you work with it. So, but once I get the dull coat on there, then I'll start trying to mark it up a little bit where it'll be kind of that race wind look, and I'll try to get some marks around here, and you know, on the passenger side here. You know, that's one, and then this is the other one here. Oh, something there. Did I scratch that? It's got like a little white mark. I gotta look at that. So yeah, same thing here. You can see I didn't quite do that well. But you can see the deck lid again. I didn't get it that well right here or right here. So, but yeah, working with that dull coat's tricky. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, let's see, last but not least, I got these two done. One for Colton and Mr. William. I think you said you wanted this one. You were the first one to say anything about that. If you could just confirm, we were going back and forth email there. I also painted these boxes here for the Kurt Busch one. Where are you? Yeah, the Kurt Busch ones. So so once I've got these ready to go, they'll go in these boxes here. So, alright guys, that's all the time I have. I see I'm running out of time, but God bless you, and I hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.